Let's get into it, though. Let's take a look at what the playoff committee gave us last night here. Here are the top 6 as they gave them to us. Georgia, Alabama, Oregon, Ohio State with Cincinnati, and Michigan at number 6. Very interesting there with the Michigan. A couple of thoughts here just briefly. Alabama and Ohio State. They each had games that were similar. One was on the road against a Nebraska team. The other one was at home against LSU. Both LSU and Nebraska struggling through the year. LSU has made a midseason coaching change. Nebraska has struggled but played very competitive in big moments against Oklahoma, Michigan, even Michigan State, losing those other 3 by a total of 13 points. And each team had to kind of survive at the end. So, media, college football media, listen to me when I'm saying this. It can't be that they toughed out a hard-fought victory and they just survived and escaped Nebraska. You got to have the same narratives, and this is what I'm talking about. This is when the bias of the narratives throughout the conferences in college football really start to hurt. So that's number 1. Oregon gets in there. They're just ahead of Ohio State, honoring the head-to-head. Cincinnati moves up to 5, maybe a clear path for them into the playoff, and then Michigan at 6 ahead of Michigan State, so not honoring head-to-head. So what are we doing? I don't know. What are we doing right now? The committee, listen, you have to understand, trust is earned, committee. I know some of you on that committee. You guys are good people. You're really smart at what you do. But putting Michigan ahead of Michigan State when 9 days ago we saw the Spartans beat the Wolverines, like, come on. We're trying to be on your side, right? But you're not making it very easy for us. A couple of other things that I thought were problematic in the college football playoff rankings. Auburn, where they were ranked, Wisconsin, where they were ranked, in respect to where Penn State was not ranked. Remember, we saw Penn State with the same record as those two teams beat Wisconsin at Wisconsin, beat Auburn on the field. So if you're going to honor head-to-head here at 3 and 4, you better do it elsewhere. You better do it elsewhere. You honored it, by the way, with Baylor and BYU. It's one of the reasons Baylor didn't drop further in the rankings than where they did after a loss to TCU in a week in which TCU fired their coach. It was the fact that they had beaten BYU. So they had to stop because of head-to-head. So please be consistent. The lack of consistency is driving me nuts. Here's my playoff ranking as I see it right now. Georgia's the clear number 1. And then, folks, as you see these roll out, from 2 on, it's just like a crapshoot. And that's where I will admit, listen, playoff committee, you have a very tough job. And so I'm not suggesting that it's not tough, and I don't think that there's a great answer at number 2. You happen to be going with Alabama. I'm happening to be going with Oklahoma, because as we saw last week, and we have seen proven out during the course of the year and years of evidence, it's hard to win every game. It's just hard. Oklahoma is doing that. Okay, folks? So they're struggling in games just like Alabama or Ohio State or any number of these teams, Oregon, and yet they're winning them. They've got the nation's longest win streak. Folks, Oklahoma should be given more love than what the playoff committee is giving them. And they're backloaded in their schedule, by the way. I've got them this week as they take on Baylor. I've got Oregon at number 3. Obviously one of, if not the best win in all of college football outside of maybe Texas A&M over Alabama. But remember, A&M won at home. Oregon went on the road and won in the horseshoe. I got Bama at 4. Really tight battle with 4 and 5. I think Bama and Ohio State are both flawed, but that's kind of where I have them. And then Cincinnati at number 6. You might be thinking to yourself, Joel, you always want to honor undefeated. What about Cincinnati? I'm sorry, I just can't. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.